your opinion on citizen journalists? Do you think they contribute positively to the journalism industry?
Yes, of course, because it's a creative business and you need many, many inputs to let 100 flowers bloom. So I think it can be a good thing for society.
Do you think they can be just as trustworthy as the professional journalists?
Yes, because what the professional journalist does is always qualified. Every effort has to be made to get the story right. Otherwise, well, for one thing, you can't sell it. Nobody's going to subscribe to you if you don't get it right. But it's correct in any event to tell the truth. It guards reputation for a reason. Now, I think that at the same time, there's a qualification that they may be wrong, and people have their psychological defences when they're dealing with media. They'll take more notice of their peer group, more notice of their family, and they'll take less notice of what they see in communication media. So it is with amateurs, or with citizen journalists. There'll be a psychological defence. Okay, they'll get things wrong, but in a way they're even more non-committal than the professionals. So if they see the plane crash, they'll just say, "We saw the plane crash." They don't get up and say, "Here's the story of the plane crash, whose plane it was, where it came from, how many people, what time." They just say, "Here's the plane crash." So they're sort of qualifying always what they do by saying, "Of course, check."
Do you think our citizen journalists present dangers to society?
Yes, you can imagine somebody getting up a very efficient sort of service, which is all opinion, and people, being people, will pay attention to the views that they agree with or the perspective they agree with. And so they're going to be less likely to be confronted with views that they don't agree with. At the same time, if they really want to know and do that thing where people use media, well, then they're going to be inquiring anyway. It's not all just patting on the back. So, okay, there might be some danger that you described, but I think that can be exaggerated. That fear can be exaggerated, because people are users, and they'll get their information and they will process it to suit themselves, no matter what sort of news environment they're in, no matter who's doing the service. So even under old media, in England for instance, all the Conservatives would read the Daily Telegraph, which would reinforce their prejudices, and all the Liberal people would read the Guardian, you see. So that's in the quality press domain, but even there, where they have a lot of emphasis on getting the story right and being reliable and leaving no stone unturned, even there you've got differences, shadings of opinion creeping into it, and people paying attention to what they choose to read.
Where do you see the future of
Right,
journalism
it's digital more than anything else.
Yeah.
And with digital, let's say you've got online and you've got mobile, and mobile is a new revolution. Journalism has adapted to everything. It adapted to print, it adapted to cinema, it adapted to radio, it adapted to satellite and video. Now, then it adapted to online, and the major organisations pushed hard to become the major portals. Then along came mobile, and everybody's got it in their pocket.
Do you think that with the idea of the transforming industry that most journalists should have a social media presence these days?
Yep, you should have everything. You need the full toolkit.